What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes of Mr. Dugas. And today I'm going to take a look, a preview, and give the keys to success for Thursday night football's matchup as you have the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, yo. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. And whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're an Xbox One player if you're a Madden 22 player, excuse me, on Xbox One, I'm gonna have that gamer tag down in the description box also. So come get at me, yo. Y'all gonna hear a beeping noise throughout the video. Please disregard it. And I do apologize for the inconvenience. Oh man, my Eagles, man, got a big one. Got a big one. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming to town. Taking a look at them, they coming in with a 4-1 record. Their only loss was on the road to the Los Angeles Rams, who obviously everybody knows is a very, very good team. Last week they pretty much took apart the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they beat them up and beat them down the field, and just went on their way to an easy victory. Tom Brady with over 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. I mean, to say this guy is this age and still doing what he's doing, I don't know if we'll ever see another quarterback at 44, 45 years old be this efficient and this effective. He looked like he could go still at least a couple of more years. It's ridiculous. Uh, the offensive line, led by guys like Tristan Wirfs. They got a solid O line. In the backfield, they got 3 running backs that they can hit you with. Leonard Fournette, who, former LSU Tiger, Leonard Fournette, is a big time running back as far as, his physicality, his speed, and he's getting better and better as a wide receiver. He really took over for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in their playoff run last year. He was very, very, very effective out the backfield. Ronald Jones is another guy who's been there a while, could take it to the house at any given moment. Gives them another really good big play running back. And now they have Giovanni Bernard. We all know these type of running backs have been Tom Brady's favorites. You go back, you think about Kevin Falk. You go back, you think about what's his name? They got James White and the guy. What was the guy before James White? Dog, and I can't think of his name. I can't remember his name, but they had a guy before James White that would catch out of the backfield. And now he has Giovanni Bernard, who's catching the ball out the backfield, scored a touchdown for him last week. Tight end, they're missing Gronk, who Gronk was actually having a really good season. He's another guy. He's not super old, but his body is super banged up. Sat out a year, retired, and but AJ Howard made a couple of catches last week. Cameron Brate caught a ball or two. So they're not as effective at that position right now, but nevertheless, they're guys. If you leave them open, time is going to find them, and they're going to catch the ball, make plays. And this wide receiving core is just crazy. You think about Mike Evans, who is a guy that gets 1,000 yards. You could book him for 1,000 yards every single season. Chris Godwin, an explosive wide receiver who just makes a lot of things happen. And Antonio Brown, who, remember, just a few years ago, Antonio Brown was the best wide receiver in the whole NFL. And, with his performance last week, running away from people and making plays, catching them, he missed the only game they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. He didn't participate due to COVID restrictions, but he's a big time player. I mean, that is the technically number 3 wide receiver, which is crazy. I don't know how you stop them. Defensively, though, has been kind of their downfall this season. They've been leaking a little all defensively. They ain't been getting after the quarterback as much as they have in the past, and as much as they hoped they would this season. But they still got Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul, who's missed time, Dominican Sue, and Vita Vea. Linebackers, it looks like Levante David will not play this game for them, which is which is a break for the Eagles. But they still got another LSU Tiger, Devin White out there running around making plays. So they good at that position. The secondary they banged up a lot. Murphy Bunting is out. They down some other guys. They got Richard Sherman off the streets out there starting for them at cornerback. And his first couple of starts, he's got a lot of holding, like defensive penalties, holding, pass interference, and things of that nature. So that's a look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And obviously looking at our Philadelphia Eagles coming off of a win last week where a lot of people don't know how we won that game, but we won it. Some people feel like Carolina lost it more than we won it. I don't care. It all counts as the same in the record. Eagles improved to 2-3. Last week the defense played well after playing abysmal against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. So you take that offensively, it was a real struggle. But at the end, when we had to make plays to take the lead back and to run out the clock, we made them. And that's what you can ask for on a day where the offense really is stagnant. Speaking of the offense, it looks like right tackle Lane Johnson will once again miss this game. Will miss this game again. He's dealing with personal reasons. Honestly, it's really none of our business what he's dealing with, but he's dealing with something that's serious enough to where he's going to miss his third game of this regular season, which means Jordan Mailata is going to be back in right tackle. With the exception of giving up back-to-back sacks to Hassan Reddick, I thought he played solid. Him and honestly the whole offensive line has played pretty solid, with the exception of a play here and there. Jalen Hurts at quarterback, has his moments where he looks amazing. Atlanta, Kansas City, fourth quarter against Carolina, but then there's times where he looks like a rookie or he looks like he don't really quite belong. But nevertheless, I'm glad he's our quarterback. He got a chance to go out there and go head to head with the GOAT Tom Brady himself. Backfield, I mean, like Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell, we don't really use them. I mean, I can't explain why. I wish that wasn't the case, but we don't use them as much as we should. Wide receivers, we got the three youngsters, Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. Quez made a big play last week, catching a 50-something yard bomb from Hurts, which honestly was the turning point in the game because once that happened, then we took off as a team. And Devontae Smith, who's had it rough against San Fran and Dallas, bounced back big time against Kansas City, and had another decent game today. As Eagles fans, you want him to see him give you more than a decent game by him being a first round pick and us being thin at that position. Tight ends, it looks like Dallas Goedert is going to miss this game with COVID, and it's like, oh boy. So Zach Ertz is going to get a lot of run at tight end in this game. So hopefully for his sake that he go out there and he perform well. Linebacker core, they played a little better this week than they have in the past. They got a little bit of Davion Taylor out there who was running around, making plays here and there. So the linebackers are a work in process. And hoping that, that's not a position that really ends up costing us, whether it's short term or long term. But TJ Edwards did get special teams player of the week after blocking that punt that set up the go-ahead touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles. And the secondary, look, the two corners played by far the best game they played all year. They looked okay against Atlanta, was solid, didn't make plays, but didn't really have plays happen. They was good first half against San Fran, and they was terrible against Dallas and terrible against Kansas City. And now I know, look, Sam Darnold is not the greatest quarterback in the world, But nevertheless, when they throw the ball around your vicinity, you got to take it. And Darius Slade did that twice. Steven Nelson did it another time. So, and also special teams, Jake Elliott has been money so far this season. Was awful last year, but this season so far, he's been absolutely money. Now the keys to the game, when you talk about the Eagles defense going against the Buccaneers offense, the key to the Philadelphia Eagles in this game is getting pressure right up the middle in Tom Brady's face. If you give Tom Brady time to throw this football, or if you come at him, from the edges where all he got to do is step up in the pocket, we are in trouble because they have too many weapons. So the key to frustrating him and getting after him is for Javon Hargraves, who has been just absolutely sensational this season, with 6 sacks already from an interior D tackle. And Fletcher Cox and those guys have to get after Brady, have to get after the quarterback. That's the Eagles. The Eagles secondary cannot cover these receivers. They can't cover these weapons. So what we got to do is get after Brady, get pressure in his face, and force him to either make quick decisions or take him down to the ground with the sacks. When you look at the other side of the ball, the Eagles' offense going up against Tampa Bay's defense. Look, the key to the Eagles is throwing the ball downfield. Tampa Bay's defense on paper is amazing, but they haven't lived up to that this season. Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell could have a big role in this game just from checkdowns and drop balls because Tampa had a lot of trouble covering running backs coming out the backfield last week as Miles Gaskin was able to really get loose on them catching the football. So the key is offensively is getting the ball to the wide receivers down the field and the running backs. Tight end it stings to not have Dallas Goedert out there, but we got the veteran savvy Ertz out there, so hopefully he could make some plays for us in this situation. Look, nobody gonna expect us to win this game, honestly. But it's one of those games that look, if the Eagles could go, the Eagles could score on them. The Eagles can score on them. The problem is, can the Eagles stop them from scoring? Defense looked great against Matt Ryan, for a half against Jimmy Garoppolo and against Sam Darnold. But when they went up against two really big dogs this season, Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, they got picked apart. So the defense looked good last week. Now they're going up against probably the hottest quarterback in the NFL right now. How can the Eagles stop him? And to me, is Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargraves, and those guys getting interior pressure into his face because he can't move around when you coming right at him. So to me, that's what it's going to take for the Eagles to get this W on Thursday Night Football at home, which would be a huge win if we got it. Upset win if we got it. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I'm gonna have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other 3 teams throughout the year. Also, on Sundays from 10 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central, I got a radio show co-host, Big Time Sports Talk with host Mike the Bandit. Y'all download the ESPN 1420 app and come check me out on there, yo. It'll be a lot of good stuff. Also on Mondays from 6:30 p.m. Central to 7:30 p.m. Central, I do a live Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live, yo. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Thursday night, well, once again, before I sign out, Thursday night football, Eagles versus Buccaneers. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. I'm throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Despite how old I am, I don't care. I'm going to go out there and get it done. And look, man, for the Eagles, this is a measuring stick. What are we about? The last 2 big tests we had, we failed miserably. So we got to go out there and at least, worst case, at least be really competitive. I mean, there's no such thing as moral victories, but at least be competitive, at least for us, not in the box score, but in the confidence and in the film studies, we have something to grow on. The defense can get after them, getting Brady up front. The offense can make plays if we got time and attack them vertically. But all right, y'all, that's all I got. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.